illegal participation on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
This had better be a big play after all of that. Second down and 8, 4.5 to go in the half, 6-0 Beavers. Jonathan from the right hash from the zone 25 goes back to throw and throws the out, and it's caught, and it's going to be a big play. Chad Johnson down the left sideline. Nobody will catch Chad, and it's a touchdown, 75 yards for the Beavers. This is the moment, and right here will tell perhaps all about that. 3rd and 1.5 from the right hash. Simonson the handoff. Ken cuts to the left. First down and more. 30, 25, 20. Simonson on his way. Ken into the end zone. Touchdown Beavers, and the streak is going to end here tonight. The snap on target to Wojtnik. He gets a much better punt away here. Sammy Strawder back to his 30-yard line. Starts up the middle. Gets to the 40. He's got a seam. 45 midfield. 45-40. He's got a chance to go. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Beavers!
Monumentals or the black suits running in. Nod your head. The black suits. Let me see you nod your head like this. Let me see you like this. Let me see you bop your head. Nod your head. Come on. Let me see you like this. Let me see you nod your head like this. Check it. Yo, it's this chick, right? Serlina, making me sick, right? Earth is worthless to her. She be tripping like threatening me and my men's trying to get
Welcome to Illegal Participation, the official podcast of the Heiner Tailgater. Recording this while firmly ensconced at the Heiner Tailgater headquarters. I'm your host, head chef, planner, and chief bottle washer, Bill Heine Heinrich. Joining me, as always, from some driveway out in Salem, my co-host and brother, the Beej. You know, you've had some interesting places to record from the last couple weeks.
I do. I'd like to think I'm hiding from the government, but I don't think that's the case today. But, well, you know me better than anybody, Billy. It's like, I work all the time. No. So I'm just in between. I've had my truck for almost 3 months, and I am at 9,950 miles.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, so I'm doing roughly at this point 40,000 miles a year.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's crazy is you live closer to work now, don't you?
No, I live farther away from work.
Oh, but it's probably quicker.
It's faster. Yeah, well, it's more consistent. Let's put it that way. So on a Saturday, it's probably slower. On a weekday, it's probably the same time, but a lot less stressful because I don't have all the freaking vehicles on the road.
Yep.
So.
Well, the purpose of illegal participation is for us to spread our insight, experiences, and passion for the Oregon State Beavers with others, and just generally talk Beaver sports, football, tailgate, and have some fun along the way. And, Beej, this will be a pretty short show this week because we obviously don't have a lot of football to talk about or just a lot of Beaver sports in general. But I want to remind everybody, you can listen to us on your iPhone or Android device, Stitcher Radio app, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play Podcasts, Stitcher, everything out there, and Beej, we are now on Spotify Radio.
I don't use Spotify, but that's exciting.
Yeah, I got us on Spotify. Oh, and you can hear us on iHeartRadio too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do occasionally pick up iHeartRadio when I'm out of the Beaver broadcast area.
Well, if you get on there, then you can listen to Illegal Participation.
They have podcasts on iHeartRadio?
Yep, and one of them is Illegal Participation.
Unbelievable. Normally, I'm just looking for I think, what is it, KEX?
Yeah.
Because I think they play the Beaver games.
Yep.
So.
Well, if you want to get in touch with us, a couple ways: HeinrichTailgater@gmail.com, @HeinrichTailgater on Twitter, and HeinrichTailgater on Facebook. And Beej,
Billy,
we did get some email.
Ooh, I love email. What do we got?
Okay, so this is from listener Doug.
What did listener Doug have to say?
Okay, listener Doug says, finally listened to the fastest illegal participation in history. At least my history of listening to illegal participation, but that's not important. 2 thoughts. First, I'm not sure if you limit the Tommy Tuberville Jackass Award to football, But in a basketball game against Seton Hall, a Duck player sitting on the bench tripped a Seton Hall player as he was headed back down the court. Even the guys who aren't good enough to get into a game are jerks. I'm sure the school is very proud, and I'm sure Altman doesn't give a shit. And with that, Beej, it is time to get into this week's Tommy Tuberville.
What's he think I look like? A jackass?
You sure do.
Jackass of the Week Award. Now, every week I like to discuss a person in college athletics who exemplifies the truly worst in sportsmanship, leadership, or just being a fan. And like Doug said, Beej, this one's going out to a player on the University of Oregon basketball team. I'm sure you haven't seen this.
I have not seen this.
Okay, you can look it up later. You can look it up on YouTube and just look up Oregon basketball tripping. Okay? But
okay.
So
All
Beej,
right.
This has actually happened last week. Oregon freshman forward Luke War, has issued an apology for tripping Seton Hall senior star Miles Powell during Wednesday's game in Paradise Island, Bahamas. Now, War said in a statement Thursday, quote, I want to apologize to Miles Powell and the Seton Hall team for my actions on the bench Wednesday night. I acted in an unsportsmanlike manner. I am truly sorry for that and regret my actions. Now, Beej, during the second half of an opening round game at the Battle for Atlantis, War, who has not played for the Ducks yet this season and was sitting on the bench, stuck out his leg to trip Powell, who's the leading scorer for the Pirates and who had 32 points in 36 minutes against the Ducks. Now, Powell didn't fall as a result of the trip, but he gave War a dirty look.
What a dick move.
Yeah, and it's just a complete dick move. And if you watch it, you can totally tell that he did it on purpose. It's completely obvious.
Do you think that with cameras rolling and stuff, you're not going to get caught on those things?
Well, that's my thing. Do you think someone's not going to see that?
Millions of selfies and videos and everything going on, just waiting for the next big thing. And you think just by chance you're going to throw a foot out there, trip a guy, and people aren't going to realize it.
Yep, looking for the next jackass. So with that jackass maneuver, Luke War of the University of Oregon basketball team, you get this week's Jackass of the Week. Alrighty, Beach, now back to listener Doug's email. He continues.
Okay.
Second, you need to refresh your memory of the John and Lorena Bobbitt story. This is because last week, Beach, we were talking about the snow.
Uh-huh.
You asked me if it snowed. Okay, so Doug goes
Yeah.
on. It's a bit old, and I've forgotten the exact details. Do you remember John and Lorraine Bobbitt, Beach?
Yeah, she cut off his penis and threw it out inside.
Yeah, so,
out the window when she was driving away.
Yeah, so Doug goes on here. But basically, Lorena was pissed and whacked off. That's a nice wording there. Whacked off a couple inches of John's dick and threw it out. I'm not kidding. So when
normally I'm whacking off my own. I've never had, Anyway, go on. Sorry.
And funny, but it's still only a couple of inches. So anyways, Beach. So when we have a little bit of snow, Doug continues, our line is a bobbit of snow, meaning just a couple inches on the ground.
Gotcha.
I think that's pretty good. I like that term, a bobbit of snow.
Bobbit of snow.
There you go. Doug finishes up, hoping for Philly cheesesteaks during baseball season. That's a definite possibility. We will try to do that. He finishes up, love your show. P.S. I don't know Kyle, but I'm with you. I hate him too, I guess. And if you did know Kyle, if you knew Kyle like I knew Kyle, you'd hate him. All right. Chloe, thanks for that email. Beach, are you ready to talk a little bit of Beaver sports news?
Yes. What do we got?
Not much, because there wasn't much last week after the Thanksgiving Day holiday, and quite frankly, there's not much this week because of finals week. But we have a little bit of news. First up, women's volleyball.
I thought women's volleyball was over for the year.
It is, Beach. Oregon State opposite hitter Haley Bennett received Pac-12 honorable mention accolades when the postseason awards were announced by the conference last Tuesday. Bennett, a junior who hails from Philomath, Oregon, set career highs in nearly every statistical category in 2019. She also led the Beavers with 333 kills. And she'll be next year. She'll be back next year for her senior season.
Well, congratulations to her.
Yeah. All right, Beach, moving on. A little bit of women's basketball.
Loving women's basketball, Billy. How's Rook and the girls doing?
Well, they actually did have a game last week, and freshmen Kennedy Brown and Taylor Jones lifted the number 5 Oregon State women's basketball team to a 64-32 win over Hawaii Friday evening at Gill Coliseum. Brown scored 16 points for the second straight game, going 6 for 9 from the floor and 4 for 6 from the three-point line. The forward also tallied 6 rebounds and a block. Jones finished with 12 points on 5 of 6 shooting and added 7 rebounds and 2 blocks. Michaela Pivick recorded 11 points and 7 rebounds. Destiny Slocum tallied 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Now, with that win, Beej, the Beavs remained perfect at 8-0 on the season, matching their best start since the 2015-2016 team won the first 8 games of that year. Now, that team, Beej, went on to go to the Final Four.
Nice.
Yep. Now, the Beavs...
So we're starting off well.
Starting off well, and the Beavs are one of 16 remaining unbeaten teams in the nation. And they will probably move up from their 5-6 rating this week. So just got to keep winning.
I'd like to go to a couple games this year, Billy, if we can try.
I'm all down for it.
Okay, give me a holler. Maybe we can hit up on a weekend or a late night game.
Yeah, we'll have to look and see when it works for our schedule. All right, Beach. Moving on. We also have a little bit of men's basketball.
Okay. Our Tinkle and the boys?
Well, this is just a announcement. Trace Tinkle was one of 46 players named to the initial watch list for the Oscar Robertson Trophy as selected by the U.S. Basketball Writers Association. Tinkle has now been named to the watch list for the John R. Wooden Award, the Naismith Trophy, Men's Player of the Year, the Lute Olson Award, the Julius Erving Small Forward of the Year Award, and the Oscar Robertson Trophy. So up for all sorts of awards, and they will get back to some games next week.
Billy.
Yes, B.
Well, dang it. You know, it's a bitch hauling this stupid thing around. I'll tell you, but I do it because I love our podcast.
Yeah, you love those listeners. So, you want to keep them informed.
Yep. I do, because if it wasn't for me, I like, yes, we don't have an ignorant audience thanks to our efforts, you know?
Yeah.
So hold on here.
Try to keep them informed. Oh, geez.
Okay. Yeah, rip that bitch. Okay, Billy.
Yes, Beach.
This just in. USDA tightens food stamp work requirements, worrying local duck athletes. The Trump administration is tightening work requirements for the federal food stamp program in a move that will slash benefits for hundreds of thousands of people. The final rule, announced Wednesday, will limit the ability of states to exempt work-eligible adults from having to obtain steady employment in order to receive benefits through the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance, SNAP, program. The program is commonly referred to as food stamps or, in Oregon, the Oregon Trail Card, and helps feed more than 36 million Americans, including 73 University of Oregon players, 2 coaches, and a student trainer. The university is extremely concerned for the health and well-being of our student athletes, said U of O President Michael Schill. Besides the tens of thousands of dollars that are funneled to our players through bogus nonprofits, junk charities, or just stuffed down their pants pockets at booster club meetings, our players have nothing to live on. A petition has been sent around the campus requesting an impeachment of President Trump for being, and I quote, a really mean person. After reviewing the current incredibly pathetic impeachment efforts, it appears the University of Oregon may have justification in their claim. This has been your update from Eugene.
Oh, there you go, Beach. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's just a damn shame. Those poor athletes don't have enough to live on.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's just a damn shame that those players have to struggle through with so little money.
Yeah, all that money shoved down their pants at booster club meetings. Alrighty. Okay, Beach. Well, it is the final week of Pac-12 play. Are you ready to go under further review for the championship game of the Pac-12?
After further review, the runner did cross the line. Touchdown!
Yes, let's talk. What do we got?
Well, Beach, we only had one game. It was Utah versus Oregon. I think most of it. Did you watch the game?
I did not. I had a party that night, so.
Oh, that's right. I watched.
But
the game.
I heard Utah just couldn't get, what was it? Oregon's defense was just too solid.
Yeah. Well, here we'll go into it. C.J. Verdell ran for 208 yards and broke open the game with 2 long touchdown runs in the fourth quarter. And number 13 Oregon spoiled number 5 Utah's playoff hopes with a 37-15 victory in the Pac-12 Championship Game Friday night. Now the Utes came into the game hoping to make a case for one of 4 playoff spots with a conference title, but instead got overmatched by Oregon and lost their second straight Pac-12 Championship game. Now Utah held 11 of 12 opponents to less than 100 yards rushing and led the country by allowing 56.3 yards per game rushing nationally. That's just crazy, prompting plenty of pregame talk about how the Utes' physical dominance could be the determining factor. But the Utes fell into a 20-0 hole in the first half and then gave up a 70-yard TD run to Verdell after cutting the deficit to 23-15. Now the Utes got back into the game with TD passes from Tyler Huntley to Zach Moss and Samson Nakua in the third quarter to cut the deficit to 23-15. Utah then drove into territory before Huntley was sacked by Kevon Thibodeau on second down, leading to a punt on fourth and 4 from the 40. Now Verdell struck with his big run 5 plays later, then added a 31-yard score later in the fourth quarter against the nation's top-ranked run defense to put the game out of reach. Now, coming into that game, Beach, Utah, I believe, had only allowed 4 rushing touchdowns all year, and then they allowed 2 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and really what kind of got going is Utah was moving the ball early, but then I think 2 or 3 different drives, 2 early, 1 later in the game, they went for it on fourth down and didn't get it.
Really?
It didn't get it, yeah, and it really that really put a nail in them. And then I was really surprised at how well Oregon was able to run the ball against Utah.
Because Utah was so dominant when they played us. I mean, they just dominated physically.
Yeah, and I thought they would do that to Oregon too, but they just didn't. Just didn't.
You think Oregon just had a better game plan?
Yeah, I really think so. They looked to be better prepared.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with that, Oregon wins the Pac-12 championship. Damn it, anyway.
Which total pisser.
Yep. All right, Beach, let's talk about the Pac-12 in the final polls of the regular season. In the AP poll, Oregon ended up number 7. Utah 12.
You know what that means, Billy?
What?
You know what that means, Billy?
What?
No natty.
No natty.
No natty.
No natty.
No natty.
No natty. Utah ended up number 12. USC number 22. And then Arizona State and Cal are all in the others receiving votes category. In the coaches poll, Oregon ended up number 6. Utah 10. USC 23. And Arizona State and Cal in the others receiving votes category. Now, Beach.
Yes, Billy.
Most important of them all. In the final playoff poll of the year. Number 1, LSU. Number 2, Ohio State.
Uh-huh.
Number 3, Clemson. Number 4, Oklahoma. And number 5, Georgia. And then Oregon in at 6. So you know what that means?
No natty?
No natty. No natty. No natty.
Did you watch that Wisconsin Ohio State game?
I listened to parts of it.
Oh, I mean, Wisconsin was just, if they could have played the second half like they did the first half, they would have won the game.
Yeah.
But they didn't score in the second half, and Ohio State came.
That also being said, if Ohio State played the first half like they did the second half, they would have totally beat the holy living bejesus out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like tale of two halves. So.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the Wisconsin was playing such a good game. I'm thinking, damn, they have a chance of knocking these guys off, which you always love to see the underdog, especially when you don't have any skin in the game, right? I didn't really care either or. I'm just watching a good game, and when I'm seeing Wisconsin, who's not supposed to win, dominating, fun to watch.
Yep, I'm a Beaver fan, so I almost always root for the underdog.
Exactly.
So anyway, so Oregon ends up number 6, Utah 11, and USC 22 in the final playoff poll.
All right.
All right, Beach.
I'm really disappointed Oregon's going to the Rose Bowl.
Well, we'll talk about that here after your musical interlude.
Ooh, my musical interlude.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Hold on here. I'm driving. I got to pull over. The JITS is monitoring. Okay. See if anybody got that joke. Anyway, so today's song is a song by American rock artist John Fogerty. It was released in December 1984 as the lead single from Fogerty's comeback album Center Field. It became a top 10 hit single, peaking at number 10 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 in 1985 and spending 3 weeks at the number 1 spot on the Billboard Top Rock Tracks chart. The song I'm speaking of is The Old Man Down the Road. The video for this song features what appears to be, through a little trickery, an extended single camera sequence that follows an electric guitar chord through various scenes. Fogerty appears briefly throughout the video, both as himself and as at least one other character, i.e. the character at the very beginning of the video. I think they're having like a picnic lunch or something. The most intriguing thing about this song, though, is the lawsuit. You see, Saul Zaentz, who owned the publishing rights to Creedence Clearwater Revival songs, sued Fogerty, claiming The Old Man Down the Road sounded too much like the 1970 Creedence song Run Through the Jungle. This bizarre lawsuit may have been the first time an artist was sued for plagiarizing himself. The case went to a jury and was eventually dismissed in Fogerty's favor, although appeals kept the case alive until 1993. A frustrated Fogerty even refused to play any Creedence song on his 1986 tour.
Mm-hmm.
During the trial, Fogerty at one point was trying to explain that there are only so many ways to play swamp rock. After a demonstration on his guitar, he said, "Yeah, it's the same interval. What am I supposed to do? Get an inoculation?" In a 1997 interview with Goldmine, Fogerty said, "I approve that no, I didn't copy myself. I invented something new that really sounds a lot like me. Do you find fault with Elvis for sounding like Elvis when McCartney sounds like McCartney or Dylan sounds like Dylan? No one else ever had to go through that." Not only did Fogerty win the lawsuit, but he successfully countersued the court costs, claiming the lawsuit was frivolous. So without further ado, here is John Fogerty's Old Man Down the Road.
He bring a strong man
Nice, Beach.
I like that song. And, it wasn't until I did the research on this one that I realized that it was a single shot video and it follows that chord. And they said they used trickery, but, it was kind of done in like a black and white. And I couldn't see the trickery unless they do small cuts when it goes like through, because the camera like goes through a sunroof of a car. And like that one point, there's dogs chasing it. It reminds me a lot of that Tom Petty. What was that? It's Good to Be King. What was the one that they did in a single shot?
I think so.
Yeah. Or like the Spice Girls one. What was it? Tell Me What You Want?
Maybe.
Wasn't that one done? That one was done in a single shot too, but that one was impressive because there was like 1,000 actors on it. Tom Petty just went around in circles the whole time with crap going off behind him. This one literally walked down the road. So,
yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, if you get a chance, hop on YouTube, play it. I'm sure it's free.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's funny about your what if the JITS is monitoring?
Uh-huh.
So you know who? So that's from Back to the Future 2.
Yes.
When the future Marty McFly is talking to Needles through the TV
through
thing.
the visual.
Yeah,
through the visual phone. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's worried about
They were talking through Skype, right? Through Skype.
Basically through Skype. And so but so do you know who the JITS is?
No, who's the Jets?
Well, that's their supervisor.
Yeah, that's the supervisor. But what's the significance of it?
Well, so do you remember?
McFly, you're a fraud.
Yeah.
Read my fax.
Yeah. His name is Ito T. Fujitsu. So
Okay.
that's why he's the JITS. Fujitsu.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what I figured. His name was Fujitsu, but I didn't want to sound racist or anything because, he could be Smith for all I know.
Yeah. All right, Beach. Let's look at the Pac-12 bowl games that are coming up.
Okay.
The number of teams made it into bowls. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in. All right, Beach.
But not the Beavers.
So first up, on Saturday, December 21st, we have Boise State versus Washington in the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl. Interesting about this one, Beach. Chris Peterson coaching his last game for the Washington Huskies against his former team, the Boise State Broncos.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Huh. This is a tough one. What's Boise State's record this year? Did they do pretty well?
Yeah, they did okay. They were actually looking at possibly breaking into the playoffs, or at least into one of the six New Year's Day bowls.
Uh-huh.
But I believe Cincinnati got in there over them. I think.
Okay. I'm gonna go with.
So Boise State's ranked 19th at 12-1.
I'm gonna go with Boise State.
Oh no, sorry, Memphis got in above them. Memphis won that game. They're 12-1.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Boise State.
Taking Boise State. And this is just gonna be you and me on this one.
Okay, no Kyle.
No Kyle. I am too. I'm taking Boise State. You hate Kyle?
I hate you, Kyle.
I too will take Boise State.
Okay.
I
Oregon or Washington's got nothing to play for because their coach left.
Is leaving.
Unless they want to just give him a good send off.
Yeah.
But Washington's been so up and down all year long. I just don't see him closing the deal.
I don't either. All right, Beach. Nope. We have got 2 games on Friday, December 27th. First up, USC versus Iowa in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. I'll pick first. I'm going to take USC.
Against who?
Iowa. I like
nothing
Iowa.
Good. Do you?
Yeah, I like Iowa. Kurt Ferentz runs a very solid program. they always they're not gonna. What are they this year? I think 9-3, and they just play solid, and it's uptight. It's upstanding program. They don't have lots of issues. They don't have off the field issues. At home games, they do that thing where they wave to the sick kids up in the hospital.
Oh yeah, I love that. That was cool.
I think it's a solid program. I just think USC has too much speed.
Okay. You know what? I'm going with Iowa.
Okay.
It goes back to, we also thought Utah had too much physical strength and they got beat. I think USC is going to overlook these guys.
Yeah, okay. It's basically a home game for USC because they're just playing down in San Diego. All right, up next, second game on Friday, December 27th, Air Force versus Washington State in the Cheez-It Bowl, which is played at
and I hate Cheez-Its.
I do too.
Like, most disgusting, vile, gross things ever invented. Whoever made that and put it and produced it and said, hey, these are good. What, are you on crack?
I'm the same way with like cheese flavored goldfish crackers.
The only thing good cheese flavored is like Doritos.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, all this other, why would you eat that when God gave us Doritos?
Yeah.
So actually, Disneyland gave us Doritos, but still.
Yeah, exactly. So that game is played at Chase Field in Phoenix.
Okay. Well, Dunny's with me right now because we're gonna go see, and she's a Wazoo grad, so we will support Dunny's alma mater and say Wazoo.
Okay, I'm gonna take Air Force. I think their run game is gonna give Wazoo fits. All right, couple games left, Beach. First up, Monday, December 30th, Cal versus Illinois in the Red Box Bowl. That one's played.
I didn't know. I'm kind of wondering how much longer Redbox is going to be able to afford to have a bowl game.
It's at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara.
Okay. Which is in the parking lot of
Great America.
California's Great America. Yeah.
I'm going to take Cal.
I'll take Cal.
You're going to take Cal too? Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Cal.
All right. We got two games on New Year's Eve. First up, Florida State versus Arizona State in the Sun Bowl.
I'm taking Arizona State because Florida State no longer has a coach.
Actually, I think they were just working on signing one. I'm going to take Arizona State too. Then up next after that, Utah versus Texas in the Alamo Bowl. I'm going to take Utah.
I'm taking Utah too. They're going to make Texas their bitch.
Yep. They're going to hook those horns. All right. Then there's one final game. This hurts my soul a little bit. Wednesday, January 1st. Oregon versus Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl.
Wisconsin's going to get redemption for last week's loss.
No. I too am taking Wisconsin. I think
so too. I think Oregon shot their wad. All over their tube sock. But anyway, yes, I also think they shot their wad for games last week. I think they pulled out all the stops for Utah. They got nothing left.
I agree. I agree. All right, Beach. So that is it for the bowl games.
Okay.
All right. Anything else to add? This will probably be our last podcast of 2019. We will definitely get together after the first of the year and record another show.
Okay. I kind of like that idea of doing I do like when we do at least one or two
winter and spring shows.
Yeah, and well, not only that, but when we do a tailgate for the baseball games.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
you got anything else to add?
No.
So,
I think we're good.
What movie are you guys going to go see tonight?
Gonna go see Dark Water. That's the one about DuPont.
Oh, nice.
And the chemical dumping.
Yeah. And Mark Ruffalo being this Mark Ruffalo-ist?
Yes, exactly. He's kind of a liberal commie, but he's a good actor, and so I can overlook his shortcomings.
Yeah.
For if he plays a good part, and this looks like it'll be a good movie.
Yeah. Well, good. Good.
Big fan of the Regal. Not that we're getting paid for sponsorship, but big fan of the Regal movie card, because $21 a month, unlimited movies.
That's pretty good. Can you go to one a day?
Yes. I think we can do one a day. Actually, I think we can do we do more than one a day? Okay. I don't know. We've never gone to more than one a day, but we try to go and see at least one a week. Because it's $21 a month. If you see 2 movies, you're up. And then on top of that, they give you 10% off all your concessions.
Oh, that's
and then
nice.
sometimes they give you bonus crap as well.
Oh, that's nice. And this is the first time we've ever recorded in front of a live audience.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Dunny doesn't even know how rare this is.
Yeah, it's not, I would say studio, but you're not in the studio. You're in the truck. So.
Well, it's kind of
your studio. It's kind of your studio on wheels, isn't it?
Yeah, I would call it that. So.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to show number 138 of Illegal Participation. If you'd like to comment, send a suggestion, or ask a question, a few ways to get in touch with us: HeinerTailgater@gmail.com, @HeinerTailgater on Twitter, HeinerTailgater on Facebook. Remember, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and now Spotify Radio. You can listen to us in any of those places. V, do you have anything else to add?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, until first couple of weeks of 2020, here's a great big Go Bees.
Hey, Billy.
What the heck happened?
I don't know.
Like it went for 10 seconds and all of a sudden it was over. Okay.
Yeah, that was a quick podcast. Are we calling that an episode?
Yeah, probably not.
Because unlike the other episodes, at least that one recorded.
Yeah, well, 10 seconds probably works for you, but not for a lot of other people. All righty. So do we have an audience
Jackass. There? No. I was going to grab Dunny here in just a second, but I haven't grabbed her yet.
Okay. Are you ready to go?
So I told her I might be recording out in her driveway for a bit.
All right, ready?
So, okay, let's go. I'm going to be parking here in a second, but let's go and do this.